This is Tony T here from Tony'sPicks.com with our free NFL pick show here for action on Sunday, October the 20th. We'll pick on all 12 games. For more free pick videos, be sure to subscribe to our channel. And if you're looking for my best bets, my premium picks, click the link in the description. That'll take you to my page at Tony'sPicks.com. So let's get this one underway here. We start with Patriots and Jaguars from London. New England left tackle is out with their running back Stevenson and left guard questionable. On defense, a corner is questionable. Jacksonville running back Etienne is questionable. Their defensive starters are healthy. New England now 1-5, a 41-21 home defeat to Houston. The Patriots gained 291 yards, 82 rushing for 3.1 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 368 yards to the Texans with 192 rushing for 6.9 yards a carry. Drake May here, 20 of 33 passing for 243 yards with 3 touchdowns and 2 picks. Jacksonville drops to 1-5, a 35-16 defeat in London to the Chicago Bears. The Jaguars put up 278 yards, 68 rushing for 3.3 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 273 yards to the Bears, 152 rushing for 5.2 yards a carry. Jacksonville has significant injury advantage in this game based on the challenge ratings. The Patriots offensive line banged up, as is their running back. May practice this week, had a knee issue entering the week. They have a low injury score on offense, 71.5. New England is rushing for 4.6 yards a carry. They've been inaccurate, inefficient in the passing game, 4.6 yards per pass attempt. Patriots defense allowing 6.9 yards per pass attempt. Jaguars rush for 5.3 yards a carry and struggle with inaccuracy and efficiency at the quarterback position. Etienne health at running back a concern. New England 11-4 to the under away from home against the AFC. Jacksonville 8-1 to the under as a favorite. Rain and wind in the forecast in London. Pick here will be New England and Jacksonville under 42. All right, next up here, Dolphins and Colts NFL here for Sunday. Two of them remains on the IR for Miami. Receiver Beckham and their right tackle are questionable. On defense, the safety is doubtful with 2 linebackers questionable. Indianapolis running back Taylor and receiver Downs are out. Receiver Pittman and Pierce are questionable, as is their right tackle. On defense, a linebacker is doubtful with their defensive end questionable. Miami improves to 2-3, a 15-10 road win at New England. The Dolphins put up 372 yards, 193 rushing for 4.7 yards a carry. On defense, they surrendered 299 yards to the Patriots with 148 passing on 34 attempts. Tyler Huntley here, 18 of 31 passing for 194 yards with an interception. Indianapolis sits at 3-3 after their 20-17 road win at Tennessee. The Colts gained 269 yards, 80 rushing for 2.9 yards a carry. Defensively, they held the Titans to 241 yards, 95 yards passing on 27 attempts. Joe Flacco, 22 of 38 passing for 189 yards with 2 touchdowns and a pick. Now, Miami has a slight injury advantage here based on the Dr. Chow ratings. The Dolphins' offense is the healthiest of the 4 units on the field. Miami's rushing for 3.9 yards per carry with 5.8 yards per pass attempt. Defensively, they allow 4.7 yards a carry with only 6.2 yards per pass attempt. Indianapolis rushes for 4.6 yards a carry, but has struggled with accuracy at the quarterback position. The Colts, a poor defensive team, surrendering 155 yards rushing per game, 70% completion rate, 7.3 yards per pass attempt. Taylor injury huge for the Colts run attack here. The pass offense, a very low injury score of 65.8. Miami 3-1 to the spread on the road, facing teams that allow 7 yards per pass attempt or higher. Indy 2-7 to the spread at home against losing teams. Play here be Miami plus the 3. All right, next up we have Lions and Vikings NFL pick for Sunday. Detroit has a right guard questionable. On defense, a cornerback is questionable. Their pass rusher Hutchinson is on IR. Minnesota running back Aaron Jones questionable. Defensively, a linebacker out with nose tackle questionable. Detroit improved to 4-1, a 47-9 road win at Dallas. The Lions gained 492 yards, 184 rushing for 5.1 yards a carry. On defense, they held the Cowboys to 251 yards with 53 rushing for 3.1 yards a carry. Jared Goff completed 18 of 25 passes for 313 yards with 3 touchdowns. Minnesota enters play here at 5-0 after their 23-17 victory in London to the New York Jets. The Vikings gained 253 yards with 82 rushing for 2.7 yards a carry. On defense, they limited the Jets to 254 yards with 36 rushing for 2.6 yards a carry. Sam Darnold here, 14 of 31 passing for 179 yards and a pick. Minnesota an injury advantage in this game based on the Dr. Chow injury scores. Lions defense has the lowest score at 76.9, but Detroit offense is the healthiest unit in this game. Detroit running for 4.8 yards a carry, getting high efficiency in the quarterback position with 71% completions and 8.4 yards per pass attempt. On defense, the Lions hold opponents to 4.2 yards a carry and only 6 yards per pass attempt. Minnesota's rushing for 4 yards a carry with 7.5 yards per pass attempt. They have defended well by limiting foes to 3.6 yards a carry and 5.7 yards per pass attempt. Detroit 15-5 to the spread on the road. Minnesota 1-7 to the spread at home against teams that average 130 or greater yards rushing per game. The Lions' health and efficiency on offense. The key here, play Detroit plus 1.5. Texans and Packers here for Sunday. We got Houston offensive starters here are healthy. On defense, 2 linebackers, a safety, a corner are out, a defensive tackle questionable. Green Bay starters on offense healthy. On defense, a tackle's out. Houston improved to 5-1, a 41-21 road win at New England. The Texans put up 368 yards with 192 rushing for 6.9 yards a carry. Defensively, they held the Patriots at 291 yards with 82 rushing for 3.1 yards a carry. C.J. Stroud here, 20 of 31 passing for 192 yards with 3 touchdowns and a pick. Green Bay now 4-2, a 34-13 home win to Arizona. The Packers gained 437 yards, 179 rushing for 4.7 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 303 yards to the Cardinals with 89 rushing for 3.9 yards a carry. Jordan Love here, 22 of 32 passing for 258 yards with 4 touchdowns and a pick. Green Bay has a clear injury advantage based on the Dr. Chow ratings. The Houston defense has the lowest injury score of all 4 units at 79.9. Green Bay offense, the healthiest of the 4 units at a 92 score. Houston averages 4.5 yards per rush, 68% completion rate, 6.9 yards per pass attempt. On defense, they're giving up 4.6 yards a carry, only 53% completion rate. Green Bay is an efficient offensive team, running for over 5 yards a carry, passing for nearly 8 yards per pass attempt. Defensively, holding teams to 4.3 yards per carry, 6.6 yards per pass attempt. Houston has a 27-point loss at Minnesota. They are 1-3 to the spread on the road against teams that average 5.65 yards per play or greater. Advantage too great health-wise for the Packers offense here. Play Green Bay -3. Eagles and Giants for Sunday. All right, we've got Philadelphia tight end Goddard out. On defense, at corner is questionable. New York starters healthy in this one. On offense, defense and nose tackle and linebackers are questionable. Philadelphia improved to 3-2. A 20-16 home win to Cleveland. The Eagles gained 373 yards, 116 rushing for 3.2 yards a carry. On defense, they held the Browns to 244 yards, 144 passing on 23 attempts. Jalen Hurts here, 16 of 25 passing for 264 yards with 2 touchdowns. New York drops to 2-4, a 17-7 home defeat to Cincinnati. The Giants gained 309 yards, 119 rushing for 3.8 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 304 yards to the Bengals with 121 rushing for 6 yards a carry. Daniel Jones, 22 of 41 passing for 205 yards with an interception. Philadelphia has a slight injury advantage here based on the channel ratings. Both teams have high injury scores. Eagles averaging 4.7 yards per rush, 68% completions for 7 yards per pass attempt. On defense, they surrender 4.8 yards per rush, only 61% completion rate. New York is a poor offensive team, averaging 3.9 yards a carry with 5.8 yards per pass attempt. A poor rush defensive team giving up 5.2 yards a carry and surrender 71% completion rate. New York 0-3 to the spread at home, facing teams that average 7 yards per pass attempt or greater. Play Philadelphia here at -3. All right, we got Titans and Bills here, NFL Pick 4 action on Sunday. Tennessee now, quarterback Levis is questionable. On defense, a corner is questionable. Buffalo starters on offense and defense healthy. Tennessee drops to 1-4, a 20-17 home defeat to Indianapolis. The Titans gained 241 yards, 146 rushing for 5.3 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 279 yards to the Colts with 80 rushing for 2.9 yards a carry. Will Levis here, 16 of 27 passing for 95 yards with a touchdown and pick. Buffalo now 4-2 after a 23-20 road win at the Jets. The Bills put up 359 yards, 149 rushing for 4.5 yards a carry. Offensively, they allowed 383 yards to the Jets with 272 passing yards on 35 attempts. Josh Allen here, 19 of 25 passing for 215 yards and 2 touchdowns. Tennessee, a slight injury advantage here based on the Chow injury scores. They rushed for 4.4 yards a carry with 65% completion rate, 4.8 yards per pass attempt. Defense is where the Titans shine as they allow 4 yards a carry with 5 yards per pass attempt. Buffalo rushes for 4.3 yards a carry with 63% completion rate, 7 yards per pass attempt. Buffalo is poor in run stopping as they allow 140 yards and 5.3 yards per pass attempt. The Bills allow 66% completion rate. The Titans have a high injury score on both sides of the field. The Bulls rush defensive concern when laying these many points in the NFL. Buffalo 2-4 the spread at home against losing teams. Play here will be Tennessee plus the 9.5. Bengals and Browns NFL pick here for action on Sunday. We got Cincinnati starters on offense and defense healthy. Cleveland running back Chubb is questionable, as is their center. On defense, a linebacker and safety are questionable. Cincinnati improved to 2-4 after their 17-7 road win at the Giants. The Bengals gained 294 yards, 121 rushing for 6 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 309 yards to the Giants with 190 passing on 41 attempts. Joe Burrow here, 19 of 28 passing for 208 yards. Cleveland now 1-5 with their 20-16 road defeat to Philadelphia. The Browns put up 244 yards, 100 rushing for 4 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 372 yards to the Eagles with 256 passing yards on 25 attempts. Deshaun Watson here, 16 of 23 for 168 yards. Cincinnati has a clear injury advantage based on the child ratings. That's barely by 8.3 rating points. The Browns' offense is the most injured unit here with a low score of 75.2. Cincinnati is rushing for 4.5 yards a carry and has an efficient pass offense, 71% completion rate, 7.5 yards per pass attempt. Cleveland runs for 4.3 yards a carry, an inefficient passing game with just 4.3 yards per pass attempt. On defense, the Browns are giving up 4.7 yards per carry, 6.8 yards per pass attempt. The Bengals have won their past 2 road games by double digits. Cincinnati 8-1 the spread on the road, facing a poor defensive team that allows 5.65 yards per play or greater. Play will be Cincinnati at -6. All right, we got here the Seahawks and the Falcons here for Sunday's action. Seattle right tackle out. On defense, both corners are out. The Atlanta fullback is out. On defense, 2 linebackers are out with a safety questionable. Seattle sits at 3-3 after a 36-24 home defeat to San Francisco. That was last Thursday night. The Seahawks posted 358 yards, 52 rushing for 2.6 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 483 yards to the 49ers with 228 rushing for 6.9 yards a carry. Geno Smith here, 30 of 52 passing for 312 yards with a touchdown and 2 picks. Atlanta now at 4-2, a 38-20 road win at Carolina. The Falcons gained 423 yards, 198 rushing for 5.2 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 335 yards to the Panthers with 221 passing yards on 38 attempts. Kirk Cousins here, 19 of 30 passing for 225 yards and a touchdown. Atlanta, a slight injury advantage based on the Dr. Chow ratings. Seattle was rushing for over 4.5 yards a carry, completing 69% of their passes for 6.6 yards per pass attempt. Defensively, they surrendered 5 yards per run with 6.4 yards per pass attempt. Atlanta is rushing for 4.7 yards a carry and an efficient passing game, 7.3 yards per pass attempt. The Falcons defense allows 4.4 yards per rush, but 73% completion rate for 6.1 yards per attempt. There is some rest advantage for the Seahawks here. The Falcons have gone over in 3 straight. Seattle over in 5 of 6. The Seahawks 7-2 the over on the road, facing a team that averages 350 yards per game or greater. Player will be on Seattle and Atlanta over 51. All right, we got Panthers and Commanders NFL pick here for Sunday. We got the Carolina right tackle out with receiver Johnson and tight end Tremble questionable. On defense, the left end and linebacker are out with another linebacker doubtful. The right end is questionable and have many impact players on the IR. Washington running back Robinson questionable. On defense, the right end is out with their left end questionable. Carolina now 1-5 after a 38-20 home defeat to Atlanta. The Panthers posted 337 yards, 114 rushing for 4.8 yards carry. On defense, they gave up 423 yards to the Falcons with 198 rushing for 5.2 yards per rush. Andy Dalton, 26 of 38 passing for 221 yards with 2 touchdowns and 2 picks. Washington now 4-2, a 30-23 road defeat to Baltimore. The Commanders gained 305 yards, 52 rushing for 2.9 yards a carry. Defensively, they surrendered 484 yards to the Ravens with 308 passing yards on 26 attempts. Jaden Daniels here, 24-35 passing for 269 yards with 2 touchdowns. Washington has a significant injury advantage based on the Dr. Chow ratings. The advantage is plus 18.2. Carolina has a very low 70.6 injury score with a defense at a very low 63. Washington's offense is the healthiest unit with a rating of 91.2, making this a very huge discrepancy, a huge advantage with the Washington healthy offense against the Carolina's heavily injured defense. Carolina averages 4.7 yards per rush, but is inefficient in their passing game with 5.4 yards per pass attempt. On defense, they allow 4.5 yards per run, 70% completion rate, 7.8 yards per pass attempt. The Commanders rush for 5.1 yards a carry with 67% completion rate. Well, they're in 7.8 yards per pass attempt here. Therefore, for the Commanders, it's better at home, by the way. Their numbers have been outstanding at home. We've got here defensively giving up 5 yards per rush, 70% completion, 7.5 yards pass attempt. All the Panthers' losses this season have been by 10 or greater points. The play here will be Washington here at minus the 9.5. Raiders and Rams, NFL pick here for action on Sunday. Las Vegas right guard is out with the receiver Myers doubtful. Running back White is questionable. On defense, at left tackle and linebacker are out with their right tackle questionable. LA receiver Kupp and Whittingham are questionable. Their defensive starters healthy. Las Vegas falls to 2-4. A 32-13 home defeat to Pittsburgh. The Raiders gained 275 yards with 57 rushing for 3 yards per carry. On defense, they allowed 293 yards to the Steelers with 183 rushing for 5.2 yards a carry. Aiden O'Connell here, 27 of 40 passing for 227 yards with a touchdown and pick. LA drops to 1-4, a 24-19 home defeat to Green Bay. The Rams gained 370 yards, 134 rushing for 4.8 yards a carry. Offensively, they allowed 328 yards to the Packers with 202 passing on 26 attempts. Matthew Stafford, 29 of 45 passing for 260 yards with a touchdown and pick. No injury advantage in this game based on the Chow ratings. The healthiest unit is the Raiders defense. Las Vegas averages 3.7 yards a carry with 68% completion rate, 6.1 yards per pass attempt. On defense, the Raiders allow 5 yards per rush, 67% completion rate, 6.2 yards per pass attempt. Rams running the ball for about 4 yards a carry, completing 67% of their passes, but just 6.4 yards per pass attempt. Defensively, though, they give up 158 yards rushing per game, nearly 5 yards a carry. Their pass defense has been very poor this year, allowing 70% completions, 8.4 yards per pass attempt. The Rams do have rest advantage here, but their only win came against an injured 49ers team at home. The Raiders 8-6 as a road underdog here. Pick here will be on the Raiders here at plus the 7. All right, next up here, Chiefs and 49ers here for action on Sunday. Receiver here, Smith-Schuster questionable. Receiver Rice and running back Pacheco out. On defense, and end is out. San Francisco receiver Jennings and running back McCaffrey are out. Their defensive starters healthy. Their place kicker remains out. Kansas City improved to 5-0, a 26-13 home victory to New Orleans. The Chiefs gained 470 yards, 139 rushing for 3.6 yards a carry. On defense, they held the Saints to 220 yards with 46 rushing for 3 yards per rush. Patrick Mahomes here, 28 of 39 passing for 331 yards and a pick. San Francisco 3-3, a 36-24 road win at Seattle. The 49ers put up 483 yards, 228 rushing for 6.9 yards a carry. Defensively, they allowed 358 yards to the Seahawks with 306 passing yards on 52 attempts. Brock Purdy here, 18 of 28 passing for 255 yards and 3 touchdowns. KC has a slight injury advantage here based on the Dr. Chow injury ratings. The healthiest unit is the Chiefs defense, 90.6 rating. Kansas City rushes for 3.9 yards a carry and completes 64% of their passes with 7.4 yards per pass attempt. They defend well. The whole team to 3.7 yards a carry, 6.5 yards per pass attempt. San Francisco rushes for 5 yards a carry with efficiency in the quarterback positions, 8.5 yards per attempt. On defense, they give up 4.4 yards a carry, 62% completions, 6.6 yards per pass attempt. With key playmaker injuries, the Chiefs have gone under in 3 straight. KC comes off the bye. San Francisco does have significant rest advantage, having played on Thursday night. Pick here will be Kansas City and San Francisco under 47. All right, next up here, Jets and Steelers here for action on Sunday Night Football. New York tight end Conklin is questionable. On defense, a nickel back is out with corner questionable. Pittsburgh center Frazier out. The defensive starter is healthy. New York drops at 2-4. A 23-20 home defeat to Buffalo. The Jets gained 283 yards, 121 rushing for 5.8 yards a carry. On defense, they allowed 359 yards to the Bills with 149 rushing for 4.5 yards a carry. Aaron Rodgers here, 23 of 35 passing for 294 yards and 2 touchdowns and a pick. Pittsburgh now 4-2. A 32-13 road win at Vegas. The Steelers put up 293 yards, 183 rushing for 5.2 yards a carry. On defense, they held the Raiders to 275 yards with 218 passing on 40 attempts. Justin Fields, 14 of 24 passing for 145 yards. Pittsburgh will make the switch to a healthy Russell Wilson at quarterback. He was accurate under center for Denver last year, 66% completion rate, but a career low 6.9 yards per pass attempt. New York has a slight injury advantage based on the Chell ratings. Here we have a healthy Jets offense against a healthy Steelers defense. Then we also have a banged-up Steelers offense facing a banged-up Jets defense. New York averages 3.9 yards a carry with only 5.8 yards per pass attempt. Defensively, they hold opponents to 4.3 yards a carry with 5.4 yards per pass attempt. Pittsburgh rushes for 3.6 yards a carry, 68% completions, 6.1 yards per pass attempt. Pittsburgh's defense holds opponents to 3.3 yards per run, but 69% completion rate, 7.1 yards per pass attempt. New York offense has been struggling the past 3 games, and Rodgers must rebuild chemistry with Adams. Digging deep into intangibles has been the Steelers coaching miles ahead here of the Jets. This is what you must factor here with each team adding an impact piece into their offensive system right away. Play will be Pittsburgh plus 1.5. For more free pick videos, be sure to subscribe to our channel. And if you're looking for my best bets, my premium picks, click the link in the description. That'll take you to my page here at tonyspicks.com. And also, if you appreciate our work and you like this video, give us a thumbs up. We greatly appreciate it. I'm Tony T. We will talk with you guys later.